The 2022 Formula One car has been designed specifically to promote better racing, which it achieves through a revolution in aerodynamics. One cars can currently lose up to half off downforce that gives them gripe around the corners when following behind another car, the dirty air from the car in front, making them unstable to drive. The 2022 car, the front wing and nose cans have been completely rethought, helped combat this problem, while their revised rear wing design features roller tips to push the air higher as it comes off the back of the car, allowing Thedison cars to stay closer through corners, and a new 3D shaped floor generates much more efficient underfloor downforce without disrupting the airflow. Behind one, combine the benefits are striking current generation cars experience a loss of downforce of around 35% at 20 meters distance and 46 at 10 meters distance, but changes on the 2022 car reduce these figures to just 4% at 20 meters and 18 at 10 meters, meaning chasing cars can stay closer for longer and put more pressure on the driver ahead. Another big change is wheels. Increasing in size from 13 to 18 inches, with F1 cars also set to run low-profile tires for the first time. Bespoke wheel body work has been added, including wheel covers and weight control winglets to enhance Thedal important airflow, improve racing. Pirelli, the FIA and Formula have worked closely together, using input from the teams to define new requirements for the tires with the aim of trying to stop them from overheating when they slide too much. One turbo hybrid power units are already most efficient engines ever create. Their thermal efficiency, their ability to turn small amounts of fuel into large amounts of energy, is incredible, while energy recovery and battery systems are already at the cutting edge. FF technology for 2022 will be pushed to improve further with changes to introduce standard components to Thefel system and add additional sensors to allow the FIA to monitor the power unit. Better bet the major change is the adoption of a new fuel called E10. This will contain 10 of ethanol, which must be a second-generation biofuel made a sustainable way. In other words, it must have a near-zero carbon footprint. One remains committed to introducing a fully sustainable fuel in the near future and are researching the subject. Intensiful one remains dangerous sport, and the push for continual improvements. Sand safety are unrelenting. 2022 cars will need to be able to withstand 15 more energy in front, Andre impact tests, while lessons learned directly from Roman Grosjean's crash in Bahrain mean that engines must separate from the chassis in a safe manner without exposing the fuel tank in order to pass all tests. And homologation, every chassis on the grid needs to undergo a number of severostatic squeeze tests to prove their strength, with the magnitude of these tests having also been increased for 2022 to ensure drivers are better protected than ever. Effect of the chassis changes and increased tire sizes are that the minimum car weight has now increased by 5. The 2022 car has been continuously grading and redeveloped by some of the brightest and best minds in the business of engineering. This iteration of the car is called Uniform and is the MRC's formal version of the design. Way of comparison: the car first announced at the 2019 United States Grand Prix was Lima 9. Baseline iterations previous to this one-of-one designers have run around 7,500. Simulations generating a huge amount of data, around half a petabyte in total, equivalent to about 10 million FurDraw filing cabinets filled with text documents. Teams are already working hard to ensure the hit the ground running at the start. FF1's new era, as perhaps the most wide-reaching evolution of Formula One's regulations ever, is unleashed. Racing will be less predictable, more spectacular, and drivers will be able to ratchet each other harder than ever. Formula One will never be the same again.